Hello, I'm Sarah, and this is Minoti. And we provide a range of training and soft skills support to build people's communication and confidence. And today we are looking at implementing well-being across your teams and good ways to make that happen. So, Minoti, can you give us a couple of top tips that you have to implement that strategy?
Yes, absolutely. And I guess well-being strategies has become so much more important in the current times, especially going forward when you're looking at hybrid ways of working. It's so important for every organization to have not just a solid well-being strategy in place, but also have ways in which they can implement that strategy effectively. So yeah, I mean, there's a long list of ways and techniques that you can use to better implement it, but probably for this video, it's probably best that we focus on just three of those tips and three of the things to keep in mind when you want to implement your well-being strategy. So tip number one thing to keep in mind is to ensure that you are exploring different forms of communication. So for instance, if you already have like a weekly company newsletter going out, but if you see that the opening rate is not that great and people are not that engaged, then try to bring in multiple ways of communicating specific aspects of your strategy. So it could be either through video recording, having quick videos, or popping in some interesting PDFs in place where people are more engaged with the visual effects of it. Or then, if you feel team meetings are a place where most people log in and most people are listening in, maybe you could start your team meeting talking about a specific thing that you are introducing within your well-being strategy. So, looking at different ways of communication, that's one. And just on the back of that, the second point to mention is around ensuring that your communication is concise. So the number of organizations who've got these hundreds and hundreds of pages of documents to read when it comes to what, as an employee, I need to look at in terms of the well-being put in place, you're just instantly allowing that employee to disconnect because nobody's got time to read hundreds and hundreds of pages of PDF. So instead, could you bring in some shorter videos in place in terms of webinars, but not like 90-minute webinars, probably like 15-minute webinars that are quick, a series of them that people can just, sign into, listen in while they're having their lunch. Could you explore, again, infographics is a very, very, very handy tool to have. So making sure that your information, the important information, is concise. And another bit to add there is to make sure that if you've got numbers on that document or an email address that on that document that employees can reach out to, please make sure that those numbers are manned in somebody's there answering that phone or somebody's there checking that email, because the last thing you want to do is have an email address that's never checked and employees just emailing things around what they need support with. It's just not going to work. So making sure that you've got that communication information in a concise way and ensuring that you've got the right email addresses that are checked. And the last point to mention, which is something that every organization does, is review. And when I look at review, there are two aspects. Aspect one is actually taking feedback from people, which is great, which I think all organizations are pretty good at. But what many of them struggle with is actually ensuring that they review the feedback and actually take into consideration what the feedback says. So making sure that whatever strategies you've put in place, you've got a review process right at the start. So ensuring that you have employees' feedback on it. And then after you've implemented certain programs within the organization, again, doing a second round of review just to ensure that you have been able to listen to your employees and specifically hold those programs in an effective manner. So review would probably be third thing that you would like to keep in mind in order to better implement a well-being strategy. But of course, I can go on and on, but we'll shut down there.
No, that's great. Thank you so much, Manoti, for those tips. They're really useful. And I think what really comes out of them as well is that need to not see it as this extra thing for employees to do that's sort of arduous. You know, it's more about making it part and working with their schedules and their time and making it interesting and you know, uh, part of, yeah, other things that are already going on. So I think those are really great tips. Thank you. So if you'd like to hear more tips from us or get in touch with us anytime, you can do so at fullinterplays.co.uk. Thank you.